Second one I wrote down was favorite content creator this year.
My
answer is pretty much set in stone. Like there's no getting around this one, unfortunately. And I feel like we may have an overlap on another name I wrote down, but I don't know. How many do you have? Because I have 3 that I wrote down. One of them is really the answer. The other 2 are kind of just like accessories.
Yeah, I'm probably similar. I mean, I do have 5 written down, but I could have, more than that. So what's yours?
Okay. Like my big, like number one, like content creator, it's so obvious. And he's exploded this year. Like I think he's probably doubled or tripled the size of his audience this year. I don't know, maybe not. Anyways, Chris Williamson is my number one pick. I hate that it is because like, not that I hate that it is, but he's not an original thinker necessarily. Like he is kind of like an amalgamation of knowledge, which I resonate with because I don't really think I have original thoughts. It's not like I'm a whatever that way. There, I almost view I would align more with what Chris does than with what like Talib does, like Nassim Talib does. And so anyways, Chris, I've listened to, he was my number one podcast this year. I've listened to like thousands of minutes of podcasts, pretty much every episode that he has on. I think he's so exceptional I remember when I first listened to him, I'm really glad I didn't figure out that he was on Love Island before I started listening to him. I found that out after.
I still forget that.
I like learned the contents of his character before I like had the chance to judge him by like his cover, if you will. And so, Chris is just, I don't know. He's an absolute beast. He does 3 episodes a week. He's been doing the podcast for like, I want to say a third of the time that Tim Ferriss has. And he already has more episodes than Tim. And
how long has he been doing it? 5 years?
I think Chris has been doing it. Has it been 5 years? I thought it was 3. Maybe it is 5 years. Anyways, he's been doing it for half the time that Tim has. And has the same number of episodes just because of his like, and it's not like he's sacrificing quality, and his production from a visual standpoint is insane. Like he has these legit movie studios for podcasting, podcast episodes. And he talks a lot about having read the book Turning Pro by Stephen Pressfield. And I actually got it, and I need to read it still, but you can tell that he turned pro like maybe 18 months ago, 2 years ago, whatever. And it's really paying off. Like he's like,
changed the game.
It's not even, he has, and it's not even like I would bet it all on him because it's like he's already made it. But seriously, like, so he's fundamentally, I don't want to say like changed my life because like once again he's just interviewing people. I know that's not to demean interviewing people, but
no, dude.
The way he interviews people is so good. He distills knowledge so well. He has such good conversations, and just from a guy like I wouldn't typically think to have done that. Like he's not like this huge entrepreneur. Or he exited for billions of dollars. Like he's just a dude. So Chris is my guy.
Yeah, he's one of one and one of zero. He hasn't taken the. I mean, I think we talked about this on previous episodes, but because I haven't like gone too deep into his career before, but like he was a club promoter, like did have his own business and whatnot, but it wasn't to the extent of maybe some of the other guys like we think about, like a Tim Ferriss or I don't know who else. Like that's probably the bigger one, but
or like My First Million guys. Like it wasn't like
My First Million. Exactly. He's definitely carved his own path, but that's the thing too with like, I guess today's environment that like I wonder this like right now, like would those guys like the Tim Ferriss, the Patrick Bet-Davids, the Tom Billius, what would they do? Because it wasn't an option back then, right? Like when they were 25.
What would they do if they were starting fresh? You mean if they were us?
Yeah, like the path of those guys was like, okay, make this like these businesses, exit now, like go into long form content or like go into media. And would they have done that if YouTube was YouTube back then? I don't know. It's just hard to, right? So Chris is like one of these first guys. It's like really, he's different. I think in that way, he's really gotten well known or like really had. I would think most of his success, however you want to define that, by like this show first.
Yeah.
So it's cool.